Oh, with the voice fry at the end.
Yeah. Then you said schmucke. Is that Korean?
No, I improvise.
Yeah, you improvise. First I was afraid. I was petrified. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's the first song, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Like that, yeah.
Okay, I think we've had enough of that regarding garden and everything.
I'm telling you.
Hey, everybody, how you guys doing? Welcome to episode 42 of CoolTalk podcast. Here we are with a hell of a guest here. Yeah, he is awesome. That's the only thing I'm going to say. You guys are going to find out.
Thank you so much.
Following, what's the word I'm looking for? In the following, in the following 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah? Oh, so we're going to stay here for 20 minutes.
Almost.
I like
okay.
that.
So did you like that kind of introduction?
I did. Thank you so much.
So I heard you're pretty good at doing impressions of people, right?
I am.
Oh, will they be mad if they know you do their impression?
It's like I can tell whether they would be mad or something. But how about starting with you, huh?
Sure, why not?
Should I do you?
I don't. Can you do my impression?
I do.
Really?
I can. Yeah.
Come on. All right.
I've been practicing since. Since.
All right.
Last
So let's
night.
see if Hamid can do an impression.
All right. Let me begin with a little bit of preparation and get into it.
Okay.
سلام، خوش اومدید به کول تاک. من علی نیکزاد هستم. And then it goes on with da until در پادکست کول تاک ما سعی میکنیم با مهمانهای خوب و درجه یکی که دعوت میکنیم. Yeah? Am I there?
Yeah,
Pass?
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
How about the things? How about my gestures of body language? Have
You don't
picked up
get
any of that? I don't do. You know, I don't have much of those.
You do, but there are certain words that you're very comfortable with, including awesome, cool talk.
Yeah.
So like there's this you know, the amount of air that you just let out. It's like
The amount
cool
of air.
talk,
CoolTalk podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was watching this series, Succession, and there was a scene, one of the episodes, I think it was season 3. There was a scene where the girl Kendall's with, she goes to Logan Roy, and said, "Oh, Mr. Roy, you're awesome." And then Logan Roy is like, "Is she for real?" She used the word "awesome" because it's pretty informal, you know, and that's not the kind of word you would use while you're talking to someone you met for the first time in a formal situation.
It's like telling them you're cool. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Can you go
So
more
it's
specific?
it's almost been a month, and I've been quite conscious. I've been self-aware regarding the use of the word "awesome." I don't use it that much anymore. I don't use it that often.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I tend to use the word "brilliant."
brilliant. How about phenomenal?
Phenomenal, exactly. So Hamid, he's just being humble here. He's awesome. Here we go. I use it again.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Right.
Old habits die hard.
They do, but just I like that. So please stick to it. Yeah, I don't want to cut it.
Yeah. Anyway, Hamid is he's a hell of a host, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's been an English reporter and a TV host for many years, and I am honored that he's here today.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I am so pumped. I'm
you?
telling you, so excited to be here. I've been thinking about this for a long time since I've been a great fan. I mean, the moment I found out about this whole thing, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, look at this guy. I mean, the things that you do, I mean, I understand. And I get it. You receive compliments almost on a daily basis. You can't deny that.
Come on.
I mean, I go through your comments and the social media where CoolTalk is, you know, going on. And your followers, exceptional followers, active all the way. And I love how they interact with the posts, the things that you say. They leave relevant comments.
Yeah.
That's quite exceptional. That means the legacy that you've actually left so far, and you're building on it.
I love that word.
I mean,
Legacy.
the genuine effort that you put into every single episode, everything that you do under this brand is phenomenal.
To be honest with you, I don't think I'm giving it my 100%.
I mean,
I think I'm giving it like half, because it could be way better. It could be way better. But as you said, getting those compliments, positive feedback from people, it does make my day. And that's actually one of the things that keeps me going. I think that's the only thing that keeps me going.
One of my friends used to call me Hamid because, he believed that I'm a mixture of different things. So I get it when you say, how you doing, guys? So
the coffee is real, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, someone
real.
asked me this. Like, he said, is the coffee you guys drink on the show is real? Yeah, it is real.
Brilliant.
It's a cappuccino, so-called cappuccino.
Made by Ali Niksat, the man himself.
Espresso.
What a great honor. Yeah. Whatever decisions we're going to make.
Basically, these are the questions I ask my guests, regarding their English and everything. So, when was the first time you showed any interest in the language? Like speaking it, learning it, doesn't matter. English language.
The thing is, I talked to my cousin today to ask him when was the time when he bought his computer, because he was the first person I knew back then in the year 2000
Who had a computer?
who had bought a computer. He was a computer engineer. And
2000.
The year 2000, yeah.
Wow.
And so he played the song.
He bought the computer at the year 2000?
He did, yeah. Windows 98.
98.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I was amazed at like the whole technology and everything. So one day I used to go, to the place a lot. One day he played this song by Metallica, The Memory Remains. But he played it and I lost control. I didn't know.
How old were you back then?
I was about like 8. Yeah. So I was running around the room by the whole energy that the song was just, giving out. Events like that, incidents like that somehow encouraged or somehow pushed me towards the English language. I didn't know back then that it's the language, it's the whole culture that is being injected into me. Or when I saw Michael Jackson on his history tour in Kuala Lumpur.
You got hooked.
Man,
that's the term we use. Yeah, you got hooked.
I did. I was too deep.
And that guaranteed a lifetime of English.
I was a village boy. I still am. My parents live, back in Shomal. So,
come on, so am I.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Proud to be a village boy.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah. That's why you have that SUV parked over there. He he constantly goes camping and
bike riding.
He's an awesome camping companion.
Thank you. We need to do it. Together.
Absolutely.
I was saying I was a village boy, and something like that was totally out of like my league or extraordinary to me. So I got hooked, as you said.
You got hooked.
Well put. Or when Michael Jackson was singing, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. I didn't know what he was talking about. To me, it was like, I don't want to better. But I was like, I need to know what you're talking about, man.
The rhythm, the melody.
I need to know your moves. I had a cousin I have many cousins. There was this other cousin of mine who knew how to break dance or dance like Michael Jackson does, or moonwalk or something. I can't
moonwalk. Can you moonwalk?
I do. I can. Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew it already because he taught me.
Yeah. Maybe we can embed a short video of you doing the moonwalking thing.
I'm up for that.
Into this. So when you go home, capture one and send me.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm doing the moonwalking.
Yeah.
You know what my first song was? There was this animation. First I was afraid. I was petrified. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the first song. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I got to learn.
With that party ball, the video.
Yeah, the party ball. It was an animation. There was this green creature. I don't know what the creature was.
I know what you're talking about. I have it in my head.
Yeah, those days, it was, there was this huge hype around 3D Max. Everybody was talking about it. Oh, there's this software. You can create 3D objects on it.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
I think it was around the time that Bahram Azimi started producing those animations for.
I remember them.
Yeah, for
and
movies.
then people back in Shomal also did some voiceover over those characters.
Yeah.
That's why I remember it so well.
So,
anyway,
so you were around 8 and you got
around
hooked.
8, yeah.
And the fact that your cousin bought a computer, that was the start.
Yeah, I think many people relate to that because it all started with a computer. People around
started
our
with
age, like in their 30s or something,
No.
early 30s, they do relate.
If you were lucky enough to be around one.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be around one. When I was 7, my dad bought one.
Right. We were the first few people who had the privilege to have a computer. A year later, Dad bought a computer. I'm very thankful for that. And that was the beginning.
That was a hefty price back then.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah,
you could have bought, I don't know, maybe a small apartment somewhere with the exact amount of money.
I am not so sure about that, but I can tell you that it was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. My
was
dad paid around 600, 700,000 2 months. And I do know you could have bought some very small apartment somewhere with that money. But, well, he wanted to make an investment. That's what he did.
Wow, that was the biggest investment they could make.
Many years ago, I talked to him and I said, okay, Dad, like, what was going on in your head? Why did you go ahead and buy a computer? And he said, like, I made an investment and now I am reaping the benefits.
A university
He was
professor.
talking about me. Yeah. He's a university professor. He was curious about those kind of
It paid off.
The fact I'm sitting here today doing this show and everything. That computer played a huge role in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Windows 95, Windows 98.
And I also want to thank Eminem.
Well, I'll make sure to tag him. Yeah.
Yeah, J-Lo, Britney Spears,
Okay.
Christina Aguilera.
All right, stop. Yeah, we're gonna go with Eminem.
The music. I mean, everything that the culture had to offer was something that you couldn't avoid.
Yeah.
And I mean, all the cool guys around me spoke in English. How could I just let that go easily, right? So, and then another cousin encouraged, enrolling in English classes. So I enrolled in one of them back when I was about 10. And that somehow formed the backbone of my English language proficiency. And I made good progress thanks to the good teachers that I used to have. And also it was accompanied with all the things that I used to enjoy. Games.
Extensive studies.
Yeah. It wasn't just, the whole process was not just necessarily going on in the classroom.
Yeah. Hamid and I are very much alike. We're both gamers. We love listening to music. We watch movies all the time. And we like hanging around with people who speak the language and we're not afraid.
Right.
Am I right? Like gamers.
Totally.
Learn a lot of language playing games.
Yeah, if only my PS4 could talk.
Remember Hitman, the first game, Hitman.
Yeah,
or
we used to drag, but they still drag buddies around.
You see, the thing was about Hitman. In order to accomplish a mission, you needed to read the instructions.
Oh, yeah, I would never skip any of those. Like,
they could have gone around doing some shit, but it was pretty crucial. If you wanted to do everything right, you needed to read the instructions.
Yeah.
I do remember doing my best trying to read those instructions and, make sense of them. It was difficult, but it was totally worth it.
It was worth the challenge.
Yeah.
And games played a big role. Movies did afterwards because when the computer came around, I was already amazed at the fact that you could copy the content from the disc into the computer and play them without the disc in the CD-ROM. So you're like, what is going on here?
That's right.
But time went on, and then DVDs and CDs came around with movies in them, and I had saved my friend as DVDs, so he provided the movies, and I'm very thankful to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, the main point that I'm trying to make here is that not everything happens in the classroom environment. And I was lucky enough to fall in love with everything that the culture had to offer. Every single thing that the culture had to offer. Everything. And I know that you already, extensively talked about the fact that these sort of parameters come into play when you want to develop your English or whatever skill or language, lingual sort of proficiency. but I can't put more emphasis on the fact that you cannot distance yourself from the culture, from the content, the media content that is available. I mean, it's a lot more easier to learn English.
It's a lot easier.
It's a bit more competitive.
If only people knew. If only people knew how easy it would be for them if they just wouldn't distance themselves. You know, that's the problem. I got students right now, and sometimes I talk to them. I give them homework assignments. They capture videos and everything. And I know it. I do know that for a fact that the minute they're done with those assignments, it's just, okay, I'm not doing any other thing related, this even remotely related to English, till the next session.
No.
So you're not gonna learn the language that way.
No, it's
no way.
It's a lifestyle.
It's got to be. We talked about earlier in one of the episodes developing an entirely new character.
Absolutely. I went through that. Yeah. And once again, thank you for the content. Listen, everybody knows me. I mean, whoever knows me also know me as a person who doesn't go easy on people when it comes to evaluating their English proficiency or whatever they do with the learning process or teaching process. I just slap him with the honesty card. But
am I being slapped right now? With the honesty card.
But it's not going to hurt you. The thing you're doing, I mean, it's second to none. In an atmosphere, it's not just because we're friends. In an environment where everybody chooses to go ahead with yellow sort of, type of content creation, you do the genuine, right thing that has to be done. It's quite admirable. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone. Oh yeah.
Thank you, man.
Really, I appreciate that because I've never been into teaching much. If you add up all the years, or the time that I was involved in teaching, unfortunately, it's not going to reach 2 years.
Well, you didn't miss much. I can tell you that as someone who's been teaching for 14 years. Yeah.
Well, I was into it, but the thing is, I didn't find enough time to
teaching ages you. See, that's the worst thing about teaching. It does age you.
Working does that to you. I mean,
come on. You've been a reporter. You've been a TV host. It's so much fun because I have also been that. I've been doing that for I think around 10 years. Okay, the first time I was in front of a camera, I think it was 10 years ago. Nothing starts to compare, man.
It does. The hype and everything, but it's...
Yeah, but teaching, it's like you're going to be responsible for somebody else's language. Oh, my God.
It slows you down a bit, I know.
Slows you down a bit.
But still, it's not like it's all shiny and nice with journalism. But the thing is, not all those days were like days that I would like to, recall. I don't want to go down the memory lane. I don't want to recall those days because
memory lane, guys. See how many times it gets repeated.
Yeah. Samson did it once.
While
he was talking about going back to the UK,
someone sent me a message saying things like, "I used that." Well, the day apparently she was on her way to take the IELTS exam,
right? And
then somehow that phrase found its way in her speaking part.
Right.
Yeah, and she could talk about it, and the examiner was impressed, and she thanked me for it.
I wish my examiner was also impressed with my speech. I scored 8, but I was...
Was it 8.5? 8?
The band score, the final band score was 8.5. Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about. Come on.
But no, the thing was, she seemed like a religious type of person, and I talked about like... I poured it out.
Okay, let's change the subject. So, So you've been using the language you learned for around like 10 years more, and you're still using it, right?
Since I've known myself.
But
career-wise,
you've been making money.
Yeah. First of all, it's been intertwined with every single activity that I do. Part of my character is better expressed in English. So it's not like I've developed a separate character. It is in me. And because, it is affiliated with a wide range of my emotions. When you play video games, your emotions are like involved. When you you watch movies and everything, and I was one of those lucky guys whose career was also, my career required a
It was in line with the teachings.
Yeah. So as a journalist, I had
it
to
becomes a
use
huge part of you.
Yeah, I did reports, documentaries, and everything, narrating stories. So it was everywhere. But it's carried out in the different, I would say, places, situations in my life. And I mean, people who know me know that they would have to have a certain level of English proficiency to be able to better communicate.
Exactly.
But it's not like I'm that difficult to just talk to or anything. I'm not like those kind of guy who would just, ruin your mood with frequent use of English.
Favorite movie, favorite TV series?
My favorite movie of all time. Number one is Detachment with Adrian Brody. He's a teacher.
Adrian, I like it.
Yeah, and the story is centered around him.
Okay.
And he has a central role, and he deals with a number of students who are troubled.
Detachment.
Yeah,
what year was it?
Not sure.
2000.
Was it 2015 or something? I'm not
15.
sure.
So it's not that old. Any other
Not
names?
that old. No,
Any other movies?
Any other movies? Well, Pianist by the same actor.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Adrian Brody's the theme.
Yeah, but I am.
Yeah, you know who my favorite actor is?
Who is
of
it?
all time? Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot.
Batman.
I like him a lot.
Have you watched this movie Exodus? Gods and what?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, he was Moses.
Oh yeah,
He played Moses.
I want to watch it
Yeah,
tonight.
it was beautiful.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And Batman.
Oh yeah, of course.
Loved him in Batman. He was the best Batman ever. Where is he?
Where is he?
Tom Hardy was in the movie as well. Bane.
I know that you can do a good impression on that.
And
For the people.
so series. How about series?
Series. See, unfortunately, I'm more into documentaries rather than series.
Okay,
or
Earth.
movies.
BBC's Earth.
The only person I wish I could ever meet is
The ones
Sir
with
David.
Morgan Freeman's voiceover.
Oh no, Sir David Attenborough.
Attenborough. Yeah. There goes another butterfly. Oh, I can't do it.
These species are
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, that's
Man, he brings
pretty much
tears
him.
to
That's
my
pretty much
eye.
him. Yeah.
Like I watch him, it's like God is speaking to me. And
Yeah, he sounds like God.
I am
He's awesome.
obsessed. I'm a kind of person who would not encourage like fandom to this level. But this guy, I mean, it's not necessarily about the techniques that he implements or incorporates into his work. It's also more about, again, the legacy that he's
Yeah.
built throughout all these years.
Exactly. You know who they call him? You know what they call him? They call him a national treasure. Boris
is.
Johnson, during COVID, he sat next to Sir David Attenborough without a mask. And the press,
I don't like that.
the press, you have no idea. The press gave him such a hard time. Everybody was saying, how dare you sit right next to a national treasure during the pandemic without a mask? Can you just believe it?
I can't. I mean,
Yeah, Boris
they
Johnson.
had all the rights to bombard him with all
Boris
the
Johnson
criticism.
was a prick. Oh, by the way, Samson does an
I
awesome
know.
impression of him.
I did my research. As I told you, I went through all
All the
single-
episodes?
I did. I liked it. I mean, like does not do it justice. I love them all.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, hell of a guy, man.
That just shows how dedicated he is.
I mean, I was supposed to be on the show. I am now.
Yeah, we
and
talked,
I was thinking, let's not just repeat what happened in the past because I don't want to tire the audience. And since we're going to do more episodes,
I'm pretty sure everybody's learning so much right now.
thank
And
you.
Just look at the energy, guys. So this is what English does to you. This is what the language does. This is what knowing another language does to you.
Well, I was, first of all, I was born a bilingual because my parents still do. They speak in Mazandarani dialect, and we already, before knowing myself, I already knew Mazandarani. I can speak it like it's my language. It's not like I'm good at it. It's just what I do, and Persian, of course. And then came English. I know a little bit of German, but that's not like we can even talk about.
So you're trilingual.
So yeah.
All right, cool. So you got any suggestions, any recommendations for those learning the language right now? Or
right now,
those who are just about to start?
Yeah, where do I begin? All right, everyone. First of all, I am humbled to have been given the opportunity to preach. But I would strongly recommend letting those headphones becoming an integral part of your body. Treat it as your organ. Don't let it get detached. Wherever you go, let that podcast be played. CoolTalk, whatever is out there. I mean,
Modern Wisdom.
The voices.com.
A huge
also,
shout out to Chris Williamson. Love you, man.
Yeah, Chris. Or the platform I was talking about, Voices. They have this podcast under the name of Mission Audition.
Oh, nice.
Quality material, man. Quality material.
Cool, man.
So what they do is they invite a I don't want to go off topic, but yeah,
definitely listen to it.
Try that because they're so eloquent with whatever they say. I mean, because it's all about voice talents. And
So
everything.
you put a lot of emphasis on listening. That's what you're saying.
Please do. That does magic. That is a short way into higher proficiency in English. So make it an integral part of your life and let it just play. Let people know you as a person who wears headphones or earphones, ear sets all the time.
It's like taking a detour.
It's just the proper way of doing it.
Proper way of doing it, exactly.
You need a lot of exposure. Language is something that, like every other skill, needs consistency. And you don't get that from just doing a single assignment or dedicating a couple of, I don't know, minutes or half an hour to language, like learning assignment. Like, no way. That's not going to do it justice. You need more than that. You need more exposure. And more importantly, try to have fun with it, because if you don't do that, it's not going to happen. You know,
your brain has to believe you're having fun. Your brain has to believe that the information is actually necessary to your existence.
And it is necessary. Most of our modern knowledge is, being put out there, in English language. Luckily, it's a lot easier to learn English than German or other languages.
Yeah, imagine if it were in Chinese. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you cannot even imagine. So everything's done in English. So
it's quite.
That's
easy.
A plus. That's a plus.
How can you not fall in love with the movies?
How can you not?
That Hollywood produces. I'm not saying that. Okay, let's not go too technical on them. But of course, like Italian cinema or French cinema, top of the line, great. But what I'm trying to say is, the content that is being put out or distributed in English is quite competitive.
Yeah, it is quite all right.
I mean, the Oscar ceremony, there's different ceremonies that go on. If you're into movies, there's content for that on YouTube and everything. If you're into like cars, there's content for that. If you're into cooking, if you're into anything, there's content for that.
Yeah, if you're into cars, Top Gear. If you're into cooking, Nigel Slater. The names off the top of my head.
Exactly. So
yeah, those are the days. Those are the days where we used to learn English watching Oscars. It's gotten boring now these days, but back in the day, like 10 years ago,
So, I mean, and incorporate that into whatever you do. I mean, I also do videography. I'm a drone pilot and a video editor. It's a part of my hobby.
Love the drones, man.
Oh yeah. So what I try to do is to use the language as much as I can.
Cool.
And use every single opportunity to learn. I mean, the fact that you recommended the Modern Wisdom. I mean,
I love it for the content.
It gives you, it gives you a lot of authentic insight, but also it's an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, Chris Williamson, he's a stand-up dude. He's a stand-up guy. Yeah, rock solid guy, and some of his guests are awesome. Jocko Willink, I got a lot of respect for the man. Ex-Navy SEAL.
Great.
Now he's running a lot of businesses.
People who have accomplished things.
Exactly. He does jiu-jitsu. he does jiu-jitsu. He's the kind of guys you can rely on. You know.
I see your
Man.
point. I mean, the things that are said on those platforms may be similar to, some other statements or like mottos, or I don't know, some famous quotes that you've seen in elsewhere. But the point is, the source matters.
The source matters,
right? Like when those people who have accomplished, sort of, made accomplishments in their lives, achieved have made substantial achievement.
Yeah.
It means a lot more to hear it from them. And that's why I would recommend, giving yourself the opportunity to be exposed to English
exposure
as much as you can.
دقیقا اون کیفیت کانتنت رو هیچ وقت توی پلتفرم‌های فارسی یا خیلی به ندرت تو برنامه‌های فارسی همچین کیفیت کانتنت رو پیدا می‌کنی.
دقیقا همینطوره.
No way. یعنی اکسپریانس و حرفایی که میزنن، همین مادرن ویزدم که من منظم دارم گوش میدم، فوق‌العاده است. مهموناش آدمایی هستن که کارهای بزرگی کردن، اکثرا بیزنسمن‌های خوبی هستن، افرادی بودن که سابق نظامی بودن یا افراد خیلی با دیسیپلینی هستن. اصلا حس میکنی که باید تو این رو تماشا کنی، من باید این رو ببینم، به خاطر اینکه به من انگیزه بده، به من دیسیپلین بده. من الان تقریبا فکر میکنم 2 هفته دارم وزن کم میکنم، یعنی تا 88 9 رسیده بودم. Well, it's not good for your health. و
it's not a healthy process.
دقیقاً تماشا کردن و گوش کردن به مادرن ویزدم خیلی به من کمک کرد. مثلا جاکو ویلینگ، این مرد تمامش دیسیپلینه. باورت میشه تمام وجود این آدم دیسیپلینه و من کیف میکنم وقتی که گوش میدم و میدونم توصیه‌ای که این به من میکنه، جاکو سنش هم بالاست و توصیه‌ای که میکنه این 100% از تجربه است و این راهو رفته. So I'm definitely gonna listen to every single thing he says.
ببین.
So guess how much I weigh now? I'm 84.
Oh yeah.
Around 84. So
awesome.
I lost 4.
من فکر میکنم
5 kilos.
فکر میکنم خودت هم جز اون افراد هستی. ببین، درست من از اول که شروع کردم خیلی دارم تحسین میکنم ولی تو واقعا آدم تحسین برانگیزی هستی و خیلی فروتنی. ببین، من وقتی که اون استوری تو دیدم که اون عکس رو گذاشته بودی از زمانی که 18 سالت بود و قهرمان بادی بیلدینگ بودی، ببین اصلا یه دلیلی که معمولا اونایی که ورزش میکنن و تو ورزش خیلی موفق هستن، این افراد میبینید تو اینستاگرامشون بعضی وقتا میان مثلا کد های مثلا موفقیت و اینها میذارن. خیلی ها ممکنه بگن که خب حالا چه اتفاقی افتاده، ولی اونهایی که واقعا یک دستاوردی داشتن فکر کنم حق دارن، به خاطر اینکه حالا باشگاه رفتن و پروسه بدنسازی یکی از در واقع دم دست ترین مثال هاست برای اینکه به شما بگه اون تداوم مهمه. یعنی واقعا کلمه کلیدیه. It's the name of the game. You want to achieve something. As a bodybuilder, you have already felt the fact that this concept of consistency just, tops.
Gotta be consistent.
Whatever other, sort of thing that is going on. I mean, like, some people talk about inspiration and everything. It does matter, but
it does.
You can't always be inspired. No matter how much you're in love with the whole process, going to the gym is something that requires a sense of commitment
and discipline.
Which
Joe Rogan has an episode in his podcast. Joe Rogan. He says that's what he said. He said, "Fuck motivation. Fuck your motivation. I'm not motivated every day. I got discipline. I need to be." Andrew Tate has the exact same thing. He talks about discipline. He says, "Okay, you got to be disciplined. You have to know. You have to train your brain. This is what I have to do every single day. Like your existence depends on it.
Right.
You got to do it like your livelihood depends on it."
Disclaimer, everyone, it's not one of those podcasts that would promote like masculinity or anything just because we mention Andrew Tate. Because he's very controversial these days.
Let's get out of the Matrix. Matrix. Yeah, sorry. Let's get out of the Matrix.
But
promoting masculinity. Come on.
Cannot.
We can do another podcast on masculinity. Yeah, I want to talk about it.
Let's do it, man.
یه اپیزود از نتفلیکس دیدم. Oh my god, the guy. Okay, let's forget about it. Hamid the Jawani, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching and listening to this episode. Let us know what you think, just like always, in the comment section.
Oh, I'm curious. I am curious.
Yeah, sure. And Hamid's definitely going to read all the comments.
I am.
So thank you guys again. See you guys later. Hamid, thanks so much.
Have fun, man. What a ride. Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, you do take care.